them twice this year. What kind of challenge do they pose?
It's a shocker for you, Mike. They're big. It's just it's a big, heavy team that has added, a few pieces as far as skill that make it a tough matchup. We have to make sure that we play a fast game against them, because if we allow them to slow it down, it's going to be a long night.
Have you seen tape of their Clarkson series at all yet?
Yes, I have.
What changed for them? They got clobbered 6-2 in the first game, and then they snuck out a couple 2-1s after that to pull out the series. And did you see any adjustment that they made from the first game when they lost?
I think that was more of basically a PK game, a special teams game, and which allowed Clarkson to take advantage of that. Create some more momentum for themselves. But I just think that was a game that you kind of, for Cornell, they kind of filed away quickly, and then they got back to their games more in the Saturday, Sunday games or series.
How much benefit do you get from the fact that you swept Princeton? You didn't have to take it to a game free and get all nervous and then have an extra game to have to play. Is that useful?
Yeah, I mean, it's good in the fact, when you win a playoff game, that's a good thing. How we went about winning that wasn't so great. Just in the fact that, the guys in the room know that we could have done a much better job. But as we talked about, that Princeton team is an excellent hockey team, and they put us in some bad positions. But I don't think we really helped ourselves a ton either. And that's that last game by not moving our feet and not being plugged in.
Besides winning, what are some of your memories of the last time you were up in league classes?
First and foremost, just had really nothing to do with the games itself. It was more having a chance to meet the ex-1980 Olympians and Buzz Snyder and Suter. And he was the first one actually to pass away. But he was a tremendous guy. And what I came away from that was talking to them after the event that we had. It was just kind of hearing some Herb Brooks stories, and what I really found interesting was a story that they told me, in the fact that they never had curfew during that whole time, but they were part of that team, because Herb Brooks' philosophy was, if you want to mess up, you're just going to cut yourself. And it's awful funny, we've never had a curfew here in our 6 years.
Maybe my next question.
Yeah. So, without hearing that story, that was already in place. And I had a chance to get to know Herb Brooks. So that whole 1980 thing is pretty special to me. Just kind of, I was younger, about 13, and hockey was it. So, and them winning really put an emphasis on hockey.
Meanwhile, you guys said they watched Miracle last night. Do you feel like that they can draw some inspiration from that movie? I don't know how many times you've seen it.
Well, I've seen it a couple times, but I guess just knowing the whole situation and reading a lot about all the books and this and that. It's special, especially for the Americans. But even the Canadian guys, when the movie comes on, they're hooping and hollering. But I'm sure they'd like us to put in maybe some sort of Canada Cup 1987 or something like that, or recent. So, but going to Lake Placid is very special.
Do you think it's helpful that there are still some holdovers from the last team who was able to do, what you guys are wanting to do, and maybe they are guiding the younger guys along the way here?
Yeah, we'd like to think that. That experience is a great teacher, but you never know until you get into that, the first game, or probably even more importantly is the first practice up there tomorrow night in the afternoon. So I guess we'll have a pretty good telltale. Last year we tried to go up there because we knew we were going to Olympic sheet, and I can't even remember, maybe it was UMass, and coming back this year, so we'll never do that again because we never got back. But I just think experience is a great teacher, and we're going to need guys that have been there to really step up.
Most programs would love to have one Hobey Baker finalist. You guys have two. How much have Spencer and Mike, in your opinion, helped each other this year, both in practice pushing each other, and then obviously on the ice?
They set the tone. They really do, along with Jeff Taylor, Alex. It's a group that is very driven, all the way to today's practice. Don't get me wrong, there's been some friendly reminders that the practice level needs to go up, but it's never been all of them at the same time. And I think that's a huge reason to why this team has so many wins, is the fact of them. It's all them, just their buy-in and just their work ethic.
And one more. You had mentioned that Princeton, the second one, the win, you didn't really do it the way that you wanted to. This team has been pretty unique in that it's been able to overcome some early deficits to come back and win some games late. That said, how much of an emphasis is it for you guys to not put yourselves in that position, especially now that it gets to the time where you don't have a second game in a series anymore?
Sure. Well, to go into what you said, playing catch-up hockey is losing hockey. But when you have a group that's resilient, it's going to help offset that statement. But we got to learn to. I mean, here we are going into a semifinal game in our league, and we're still playing that game. And our record with scoring the first goal, maybe 15-1, 16-1, something like that. So, you'd like to think that helps us, but for whatever reason, we got to learn to just keep our foot on the gas. And sometimes, I'm not going to give it the younger group line, but with a group that let's just say is not as old as 13-14 group, that's one of the lessons that we must learn.
Coach, do you treat this similar to the way that you treat a regular ECAC weekend series, in that you throw all of your energy and effort into Cornell, not thinking we got to get past them before we think about anything else?
I haven't even thought about, or our staff, or our players. Cornell, Quinnipiac hasn't been brought up, Quinnipiac, Harvard haven't been brought up. I guess that answers your question right there. But we've always been like that here. At least our staff has. It's always about the next opponent.
I was wondering if I could get your thoughts on the age-old question about the Hobie Baker. Is it going to be best player, or the best player on the best team, or just the best player overall? How do you see that award in that context?
I do see that award because I think last year was nice in the fact when Jimmy Vesey won it. I can't sit here and say, because it's tough, because we watch the East an awful lot, so we don't get a chance to see the West a ton, maybe on TV a little bit. So it all comes down to a lot of feedback. And what Jimmy Vesey brought to the table, I felt was a little bit, was a fact, let's be honest, they did win. And he was a huge part of that culture there, and actually getting them there. But the stuff he did off the ice, I think he spoke Mandarin and all these languages, and and he was good in the community. And I feel our guys are the same as that. So